Hello everyone. Are you all good? Yes? Okay, good. Okay, so it's nice to see all of you. Today we are moving on to part 2. Okay, let me just share my screen quickly. Okay, so in today's lesson we are going to have a look at the different subgroups. We're going to have a look at how to answer, so the structure, how to brainstorm ideas, and recycling ideas. Okay, so I want you to please take out a notebook because you will be writing things down. Okay, about the different subgroups, what sort of information will you need to give for that specific subgroup. Okay, so please take out a notebook. Okay, so by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to identify the different main subgroups of the IELTS Speaking Part 2 questions. You will also be able to apply a clear answer structure. If you don't worry, we will be practicing in the next lesson as well, part 2. Okay, you will also be able to use brainstorming techniques to generate ideas quickly, as well as recycling ideas across different prompts. Okay, so when you get a question that you need to answer, you will have 1 minute to prepare, okay, and then you will have 2 minutes to speak. Okay, I don't want you to speak for 1 minute, okay, I want you to try and speak for 1.5 to 2 minutes. And the common subgroups are maybe describing a person, describing a place, describing an event or activity, or describing an object. Okay, so this is the first one. Describe a person. So these are the sort of things you would need to include. Okay, so your question won't be like describe a person. Okay, I will show you an example of a question. Okay, well, let me try and give you an example. Okay, so no, I'll rather show you. Okay, so what you would need to include is you would need to tell me who the person is. So is it a friend, family, is it a famous person? You are more than welcome to give me their actual name if you would like to. Then you can talk about their appearance. They are tall, slim, beautiful, cheerful. Okay, we want you to describe quite a lot. So you must try and use a lot of different adjectives. Okay, you can talk about their personality or their character. So are they kind, friendly, hardworking, funny? Okay, you can talk about what they do, what achievements they have achieved, so their job, skills, or hobbies. And then you can also say why they are important to you or what sort of influence they have on you. Okay, so just a quick note. Part 2 is where you get the most marks out of all 3 of the speaking parts. So it is very important to practice speaking part 2. Record yourself, listen to where you have maybe made a mistake or said something or you weren't grammatically correct. Okay, so it's important you practice, because this is the part, this speaking part, part 2, this is where you get the big amount of marks for the whole of the speaking. Okay, So I will show you an example of a describing a person kind of question. But what I want you to do is I want you to please write this down. If you have already started, that's good. I will give you, maybe you have started already, I'll give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes, everyone. Please write this down. Okay, I just want to find out, can everyone hear me? Nan, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So Chien, check your volume or maybe your...
I play full volume, but I still listen to short. I don't know
Okay,
why. Yeah.
okay. Okay, so that is the first subgroup. Let me just see if I can quickly get an example of a subgroup about describing a person. Okay, so, excuse me. Okay, so you will get a cue card and it will look like this. Obviously, you won't see all the different ones. But this is the sort of question I mean under the subgroup describe a person. So you could get a question like this. Describe an old person that you know. You should say what your relationship is with this person. How often do you see them? What people think about this person and explain why you like them. Now, the thing is, people tend to think this is the only thing I should answer. So they would give me an answer saying, it is my grandmother. I see them every weekend. Everyone thinks my grandmother is loving. She's kind. I like this person because she raised me. I don't want answers like that. Okay, so don't just answer just simple sentence answers. Okay, you need to give a lot of detail. Okay, so how long have you maybe known this person? What do you do with this person? Okay, maybe they taught you how to cook, or you like to go shopping with them. Maybe you could give an experience that you had with them, maybe a personal story, maybe a holiday that you had. Okay. Okay, let me just find out. Mingnok, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Hatming can hear me. Mingnok, can you hear me? Mingnok,
Yes.
can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, because Chien is busy struggling to hear me. Chien, I think it might be you. Zieling also. My volume is also very loud and everything is on, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe it is a setting. Go to audio and have a look at speaker. That is very strange because I didn't change anything or do anything to my microphone. Okay, grammar structure. So you could use relative clauses. He is someone who inspires me every day. Okay, everyone, if you are having problems with your sound or you can't hear me, leave the class and join again. Okay, comparatives. She is more patient than anyone I know. So that's where you compare. Okay, past tense. I met him when I was 10 years old. And present perfect. He has helped me a lot with my studies. Okay, vocabulary. Remember, we want to hear different vocabulary words. So when talking about the person's personality, you can use different kinds of words. So the person is kind, generous, cheerful, funny, creative, hardworking, patient, friendly. Obviously, you will choose ones that suit best for that person. Okay, appearance. Tall, short, slim, athletic, beautiful, attractive, well dressed. Okay, influence or importance. Role model, mentor, inspiration, motivated me, supported me. So you could use these sort of vocabulary words to talk about the person, describe them, tell me a bit more about them. Okay? The next subgroup. Okay, so the next subgroup is describe a place. Oh, sorry. So you could get a question. I'm going to first show you. Describe a place. Let me just see. An example. Okay. So here is an example of describing a place. The question. Okay, this is what they mean. Okay. So we have here, describe a city, your favorite city, or a city you have visited that you like very much. You should say what its name is, where it is, when you visited it, why you liked it, and the major attractions in the city are. Okay, so this is an example of describing a place. Okay, this specific subgroup. Okay, so let's have a look at what sort of information you would need to put or talk about. Okay, so you need to tell me where it is. If you are going to talk about a park, you are more than welcome to give the actual name of that park, even if it is in Vietnamese or a different, it's a name. Okay? So you can say the name of a cafe, you can say the name of the mall, okay, the city, then what it looks like, what is the atmosphere like, is it busy, is it quiet, is it crowded, is it peaceful, is it very scenic. Okay, so scenic is what you see. There's a lot of, let's say, hills, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of flowers, there's even a lot of animals, if there's animals. Okay, then what can you do there? So what sort of activities can you do at that place? What type of sightseeing activities or things that you can see? Okay, what can you do there? Can you relax? Or is it more of an adventurous type of place? Okay, when you go, or how often you go, or when you went there. Okay, why you like it, or its significance. Just a reminder, you can express feelings. Okay, when talking about any subgroup, you can say how it made you feel. You can add a personal story. Okay, I'm just going to add it here. Okay, I added 2 more, so please write this down. I will also give you 3 minutes. is everyone finished? Yes? Okay. Remember, if you don't write this down, it's not my fault if you don't have it when you need to practice for in the future. Okay. So, grammar structures, you could use there is a beautiful garden with many flowers, or there are many trees in the park. Okay, there are lots of beautiful trees in the park or whatever. Okay, prepositions of place. Okay, prepositions are important when talking about a specific place. Maybe you could say the cafe is near my school, or the cafe is near my house, or it is next to my favorite, favorite shop. Okay, so we have here, it's next to the river, it is in the middle of the city. So please try to use prepositions of place to tell me where the things are. Then adjectives for atmosphere. Okay, remember I told you the question is describe this, describe that. So you obviously have to use a lot of adjectives to describe things. Okay, so when talking about a place, you can talk about its atmosphere. So it feels relaxing, it is peaceful, it is very scenic, it is very lively. Okay, we have there, you can use present simple. Okay, or you can, if you need to talk about something that happened, maybe you went on holiday a few years ago, then you would use past simple. So here, I visit this park every weekend. I went there last summer. Or I went there 2 years ago. Okay, vocabulary. Places, we have different kinds of places. We have the park, beach, city, town, restaurant, cafe, museum, library. So you will get different questions about different places, so please make sure to use the correct vocab. Describing appearance, it is spacious, it is crowded, modern, traditional, scenic. Like I say, you can describe your feelings. So if you get a question about describe a time when you went on holiday with your family, you can describe how it made you feel. How was the whole experience? Was it peaceful where you went? Was it relaxing? Was it exciting, lively, beautiful, inspiring? Okay. The next one is events or activities. Okay. So this can mean any kind of event. So maybe you need to describe what you did for your last birthday, or maybe you need to describe a time when you, let's see if I can get a question. Let me see quickly. Okay, an activity. So maybe you watched a performance, like let's say someone was at a concert, performing at a concert. Okay, your question could be like this. Describe a performance you enjoyed watching. You should say what the performance was, when and where you watched the performance, who was performing or who performed, and explain why you enjoyed the performance. Okay, event. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, there's an activity question as well, hobbies. An event, it would be like, let's say, a birthday or maybe a memorable family event you maybe had. Something like that. Okay. So, these are the sort of things you would need to include when describing an event or an activity. So, you need to tell me what the event was, or what the activity was, when it happened, and where it happened, who was there with you, or were you alone, who did you do it with, what happened, okay, or how it went, and then you can also say how you felt, why it was memorable. Okay, so I want you to write this down. I will give you 3 minutes again. 3 minutes. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry, there we go. Okay, everyone should be finished. Is everyone finished? Yes? Okay. Okay, so maybe you need to talk about an event or an activity, and maybe it was in the past. Okay? So you could use past simple. So I attended a wedding last year. We have past continuous. While we were dancing, everyone was laughing. You can use time phrases like last summer, a few weeks ago, when I was a child. I will keep on saying it. You can express feelings. So you can say, I felt excited, I felt proud, I felt nervous, I felt happy. Okay, there are different types of events like birthdays, weddings, festivals, concerts, sports, a sports event, or a party. Then there are different activities like hobbies, traveling, cooking, swimming, playing football. Okay, adjectives was memorable, exciting, fun, enjoyable, unforgettable. Okay, if you are going to use past tense, there will be things where you would have to say I attend. Okay, but it was in the past, so we will need to add ed. I attended a birthday. I attended a wedding. I celebrated. I participated. I enjoyed. The experience was amazing. Or I organized. Okay, the next subgroup is objects. So you may need to describe an object. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example. So maybe you need to describe a present that you gave someone, or maybe you need to talk about an electronic device. Okay, for example. So for this one, describe a present that you gave someone. You should say who you gave it to, why you decided to give it to them as a present, why you chose that present, and say how that present compares to other presents you had given that person or other people. Okay, so these are topic cards. Okay, this is a cue card. Okay, so what to include? You need to tell me what it is. Maybe talk about the appearance, its size, its color. You need to tell me who you gave it to. Or where you got it, when you received it, or when you bought it, how you use it, why it is important, and then again your feelings about it. Okay, so I want you to write this down. So these are the different types of subgroups. Okay, there are a lot of questions under these different subgroups. Okay, I'll give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes, please write it down. Okay, the grammar structures, demonstrative pronouns. So you could say, this is a gift I received last year. Can everyone hear me? I don't know if you can hear the background noise. Okay, it seems to be going away. No. Sorry, they're busy gardening. Okay, there we go. Okay, demonstrative pronouns. So this is a gift I received last year. Can use present simple. I use it every day. Then have past simple, present perfect. So I received it for my birthday. It has been very useful. Then you can give comparisons. Okay, maybe you need to describe if a desktop or a laptop is, which one is better. You can say it's more practical than other gadgets I own. Okay, or something like that. Then vocabulary examples describing objects. Okay, small, large, light, heavy, colorful, practical, beautiful, expensive, expressing importance. Okay, it is valuable, it is special, meaningful, useful, it is my favorite, and it is memorable. Okay, verbs, give. I give someone something. Okay, if you want to talk about something of it being in the past, you would change it. Okay, so give will change to gave. I received, I bought, I used, I kept, I cherish or cherished, and then treasure or treasured. Okay, tips everyone. Always answer all the bullet points in the cue card. Use a variety of tenses to show grammatical range. Add examples, personal stories to make answers interesting. Use descriptive adjectives and adverbs to add detail. Link ideas with connectors, so you can use and, because, however, while, as a result. Okay. So I want you to write this down as well. Okay, because before we do any speaking test, or maybe you need to prepare yourself for when you do the actual IELTS exam, okay, you can use these notes to prepare you. Okay, so what sort of information must I talk about? What should I add? Things like that. Okay, so I want you to write this down. I will give you 3 minutes. We will be practicing some part 2 questions. Just want to get through all of this. Okay, so write this down. Please write the tips down. Mingnak, did you finish writing?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, so this is now the answer structure for part 2. So if you get a question like describe, like that very first one, describe an old person that you know very well. Okay, so what you would need to do is you would need to tell the examiner what you are going to talk about. Okay, so you need to give sort of like an introduction, you need to paraphrase the question and give a short context. Okay, then that is usually around 2 to 3 sentences. Okay, then description or details, that is where you answer the bullet points. You can give examples, you can give a little bit of detail. Okay, add adjectives, things like that. Then you can give a story or an example, so you can add a personal story or specific detail. Then give a conclusion, or you can wrap up with a feeling, okay, your opinion, your reflection, okay. So this is how you would now present your part 2 answer. Okay, just a reminder, part 2 is more of like a storytelling kind of answer that you would give. So it focuses more on about you, um, which makes it easier for you to answer. Okay, so I want you to write this down. This is now the structure, but I don't want you to write that. Okay, so there is the 4-step structure on how to answer a part 2 question. So please write this down. I will also give you, I'll give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes just gives it that extra time for if someone writes slowly. Okay, everyone should be finished. Okay, next is brainstorming techniques. Okay, so we have technique 1. Okay, so this is where you use the 5 W's and 1 H. So 5 W's is who, what, when, where, why, and your 1 H is how. So for example, if you get a question, describe an object you received as a gift, I want you to think of the 5 W's and the 1 H. Like, what sort of questions can I ask myself related to this question? That will help me to answer the question. So, who gave it? Okay, so who gave you the gift? What was the gift? When did I get the gift? Where was I when I received the gift? Okay, why is this gift important? Why am I talking about it today? And how is the gift used? Okay, so obviously when you get a cue card, you won't get all of these questions. So it's important to know your 5 W's and 1 H, because you can add extra questions to help you make your answers longer, better, okay, by giving extra information. Then we have recycling ideas. This is now the second technique you can use. Okay, so you can use the same story, okay, for different questions. Okay, so for example, let's say you get a question, describe a book you enjoyed. Describe an object you like. Describe a hobby. Describe a person who gave you a present. Okay, so this is now you are going to talk about a book. Okay, so you can use it for different questions. Okay, so this is recycling ideas. It is a technique used in IELTS Speaking Part 2 and General Speaking Practice, where you reuse the same story, the same examples, or the same experience to answer different questions. Okay, so this helps you save time. Okay, you avoid running out of ideas because you can now reuse the same story, the same example, the same experience for different part 2 questions. Okay, it makes it easier. This shows fluency without inventing completely new examples. So how it works is you think of one experience, maybe you think of a person or an object or an event that is meaningful to you. Identify different aspects of that experience that could fit in different question types. So when a new question comes up, adapt your story instead of starting from scratch. So this is one thing most of my IELTS students use. They use this recycling idea because it's easier. You think of one person, okay? Maybe you need to describe someone that is meaningful to you. You can talk about your best friend. Okay, maybe you get a question about describe a gift you received and that you find is the best gift ever. You can talk about your best friend. Maybe she gave you or he gave you a present. Okay, maybe you need to talk about a primary school friend. You can talk about your best friend. Just use it over and over for different question types. Okay, so I want you to, let's see, I want you to write recycling ideas down. Then I'm going to show you an example of how someone took an example and used it in different questions. I'm going to show you. Okay, so please write this down. This is very helpful. You can use it for any part 2 question. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 minutes again. Then after I've shown you the example of recycling ideas, then we are going to practice. Okay, everyone should be finished. Okay, so I'm quickly going to show you how to recycle ideas. Okay, so for example, you a story. Okay, so you have a story that you have. Okay, so you received a special book as a gift from your grandfather. So maybe you would get a question about describe an old person that is very special to you. Okay? So now you can say, I want to talk about my grandfather. He gave me a book that changed the way I think about life. He is very wise and supportive. So as you can see, we used this story to describe a person. Okay. Next, an object. Maybe you get a question about describe a book that you read recently. Okay, so now you are describing an object. Okay, So the book my grandfather gave me is my favorite. It has inspired me to read more and learn more about different cultures. Yet again, we use the same experience to describe an object. Now describe an event or an activity. Maybe you need to describe your last birthday. Okay? So, you can say a memorable moment for me was when my grandfather gave me a book for my birthday. I remember opening it and feeling very happy. Yet again, we used the same story. Okay. So, you can reuse this. Okay, next one. Describe a place. So if it relates, okay? So maybe you had your birthday party at your grandfather's house because it is a big house, okay? So you could say, I received this book at my grandfather's house. It's a cozy place filled with books and memories. Okay, yet again, we reused the story. That's what they mean by recycling ideas. Does everyone understand? 10, Huang, Jiling, Nam, Yunfan, Q3, Huang Trang, Patming, Mingnok, do you understand what I mean by recycling ideas? Just think of recycling, reuse. Okay, you reuse a story or an experience or an example. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to practice some part 2 questions. Okay, I know I did a lot of talking, but it is introducing you to part 2 if you haven't done it, with the different topics you could, the different questions you can get. Okay, and what sort of information you would need to give me. Okay, so I think let's have a quick break and then we will get into practicing. Okay, part 2 questions. Okay, so let's have a quick break, everyone. I will see you now, then we will practice. break time's over, everyone. We are now going to practice. Okay, so I'm going to give each one a different topic. You will have 1 minute to prepare, so that means you need to write your keywords down, every little bit of information you want to use to talk about whatever the topic is. Just realized I went way too high. Okay, I won't give you too difficult ones. Okay, I won't give you difficult ones. Okay, so let's have a look. Hootri, it is your turn. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, good. Okay, remember we are just practicing. Okay, we will have more practice time in the next lesson as well. So if you mess up, it's okay. So you have 1 minute to prepare, and then you will have 2 minutes to present. I'm going to time you. Okay, so for now you have 1 minute to prepare. Please make sure you have a notebook with you. You may start preparing. Wait, I forgot to tell you what you needed to do. Okay, describe your favorite teacher from school. You should say what school he or she taught at, what he or she looked like, what subject he or she taught you, and explain why you remember this teacher so well. Sorry, I forgot to introduce the topic to you. Okay, you now have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing. Okay, preparation time is up, Hootri. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start.
I would like to describe our favorite teacher from a school, and that teacher is an English teacher, and I have learned her for 3 years when I started out in the high school, and her experience is short and a little bit choppy, but it's really cute, and she had a short hair, and when she stand with other teacher, uh, she look really standard, and the most important thing that's left a deep impression on me is maybe that the way that she teach uh her student is really catchy, and it's so easy for her to understand what is she saying and what she want to keep to us, and in school like that, but in some external environment, she always open-minded and welcome Earth, and she always ready to support and enjoy some outdoor activity with Earth. And I think this is the vital personality that's helped her can catch a lot of love from not only students but also their parents and other college. And I really appreciate and are grateful her because she the main supporter for me when I Graham and I enjoy some examination that relate to English, and we have so remarkable memory together. And I think um I'm real lucky when I have a teacher like her. Thank you.
Excellent. You finished on the dot 2 minutes. Well done, Hutri. Okay, you introduced the topic, so perfect. Sorry. You told me what you were going to talk about. You also, throughout your speaking, you used a good tense use. You were descriptive. You were detailed. You answered basically all the questions. You also expressed feelings, and you also used good vocab. The only thing is, you said she teached. Okay, we would rather use she taught. Da, 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 da. Okay, she taught me, she taught English, she taught us. Okay, she taught us to do this. Da, 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 da. Okay, so that's the only thing. But other than that, perfect. You did great with this part 2 question. Well done. Okay, let's see. Now it's your turn. Um, okay. I want you to describe your favorite childhood friend. Okay? You should say who he or she is, where you met each other, what you often did together, and explain what made you like him or her. Okay, so now you have 1 minute to prepare. Write your notes on your notebook. You may start preparing. Okay, preparation time is up now. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start.
Yeah, I would, so I would like to talk about my closest childhood friend, and the guy name is Teng. Um, he's the whom I haven't known for the ever part of when I was 5 years old, and we first close part in the primary school when we were just about 5 years old, and faced with a bit. We were six next to each other on the very first day of the class because of our name start with considerably later to be alphabet. And he's taller than me, and he's very kind of I for about famous uh person, and I would be really interested with him. And fortunately, we have a same class and same stay for the next home in the village. So we're very convenient to talk and play, and we usually study together, play together for because in the past we will not have some mobile phone to play, so we will have play some folk games, play some fireworks or cooking together. And the best part that I have try with him is we will study together to take the graduation and graduation exam to get when we have grade 12. And because nowadays he's not study with me and
Time is
yeah.
up. Okay, I always feel bad when I have to say time is up, but the time limit is 2 minutes. But well done, Nang. You kept on talking, which is great. There's nothing wrong with if you haven't finished, okay? Because remember, I need to test your fluency, your coherence, pronunciation, grammar, all those things. So the more you talk, the better. Okay, so don't feel, oh, I didn't finish everything. It's okay. Okay, but you introduced the topic, you told me who the person is, where you met each other, you also told me what you did together, and in a way that also gave me a sense of why that made you like the person. Not like that, but I mean why you wanted to be friends with that person. It was detailed, it was descriptive, and you also had a good tense use. So when you were talking about the past, you spoke about the past. Okay, things like that. When you needed to speak about the future, you spoke about the future. Okay, so well done, Nang. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Mingnok, it's your turn. Okay. Describe a present or a gift someone gave you. Okay, that you really liked. You should say what kind of present it was, who gave it to you, why you were given it, and explain why you like it. You have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing, Mingnok. Okay, preparation time is up, Mingnok. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start.
Um, Hello, today I want to talk about a special gift that I really like. It is a cup. It's not just a simple cup, it's really special one. And I got it in my class ceremony for my head teacher. Um, and this cup has a really special appearance. It has the picture of whole of my class on it, and with me is such a meaningful gift, and I feel it's really funny because I can see all of my friends and their face and when I drink water or when I use these cups, and this one also makes me feel belong to my new class when I come in the high school. And I still use every day right now to drink water or drink coffee, and um, I feel it's really special one to me.
Okay, good. Well done. I'm just making some notes here. Hold on. introduced the topic, so well done. It was descriptive, it was also very detailed, so you gave a lot of information about the gift. Good vocab use as well as good tense use. But you had 48 seconds left. Okay, so I just want you to speak up until, let's say you have 30 seconds left. That's fine. Okay, so maybe just add a little bit more. You also expressed feelings. Forgot that. But well done. You still did great, okay? Okay, Fuang. Are you there? It's now your turn. Okay. Describe your favorite city or a city you have visited that you like very much. You should say what is its name and where it is, when you visited it, why you liked it, and the major attractions in the city are. Okay, you have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing. It doesn't have to be in your country. Maybe you were in a different country. Okay, you can also talk about that city in that country. Okay, but anyways, you have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing. Okay, preparation time is up. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start.
Hello, teachers. Today will talk about my favorite city. My favorite city is in Dallas, a charming destination in the Central Highlands of Vietnam. I had the pleasure of visiting this beautiful city last summer vacation with my family to escape the scorching heat of the lowlands. What immediately captivated me about Dallas was its cool, refreshing weather and the misty pine forest that got creates a romantic atmosphere. The city boasts several major attractions, include the breathtaking Dallas Flower Garden and the bustling night market where you can indulge in amazing street food. I feel in love with this place because it offers a perfect um, blend of natural beauty and a laid-back lifestyle, making it the uh,
You finished? Okay.
yes.
Well done. Excellent, Huang. Perfect. You did great. You had about 13 seconds left. Okay, but you still did great. You introduced the topic. It was very detailed. You used a lot of descriptive words to describe places, all the places, as well as giving examples of where you, or like what you did there. You also expressed feelings as well as using good vocab. So well done. Good, good, good. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Hold on, sorry. Okay. Jeling, it's now your turn. Okay, your topic is describe your favorite part of the day. You should say what time of the day this is, what you like to do at this time, who you are usually with. Explain why this is your favorite part of the day. Okay, you have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing. Jeling. Or just Ling. Okay, preparation time is up. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start.
I want to talk about my favorite part of the day. It is the evening from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. At this time, I like to do my relaxing activity. First, I have delicious dinner with my family. After dinner, I usually watch a funny comedy movie on TV, listen to my favorite music. Sometimes I I also use my smartphone to chat with my friends and and or surf the internet. Uh, I think I am usually with my family at this time, including my parents and my younger sister. On the weekend, I on the weekend I am sometimes with my close friend because we like to go out for coffee together. I think this is my favorite part of this time of the day because I can fully relax. Mm, um, um, During the day, I am very busy with my study and work and schoolwork, so I feel quite tired. The evening is only time I have freedom to do what I want and spend time with the people I love. Um,
Time is up.
yes,
Okay, well done, Ling. Excellent. You did great with timing. Introduced the topic. You answered basically all the questions, but it was very detailed. You didn't just answer them like simple sentences, you gave extra information, which is good. It was very descriptive and you had a good structure, so well done. Perfect. Okay, I'm super impressed with everyone's answers so far. Okay, Vinfam, it is your turn. Okay, describe a piece of electronic equipment that you have. You should say what it is, what you used it for, how long you have used it, and describe why it is important to you. You have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing. Okay, preparation time is up, Being Fam. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start.
Today I will describe a piece of electronic equipment that I have. For me, um, my smartphone is my electronic equipment that I very like, and use it usually. I learned to use a smartphone when I was in primary school. Sorry, when I was in secondary school, and I find it very comfortable and smart. I often use it for my study, and in my free time, I often use it to listen to music or chat with my friends, and sometimes I use it for connect with my friends that live far from me, and I often used it from 5 to 6 hours a day. I think it very necessary for me, so it's my best choice if I choose an electronic equipment that I have.
Okay, good. Well done. You had about 36 seconds left. It's still fine. Just want to make some notes here. Okay, you introduced the topic. You obviously answered all the questions, but you were very detailed. You used good vocab, and you also had a good structure. So well done, Bing Pham. Excellent response. Well done. Okay, next person is Huang Trang. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, let me just get to a question. Okay, describe an exciting experience you had. You should say when it was, where you were, what it was, and explain what made this experience especially exciting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing. Okay, preparation time is up. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start.
So one of my favorite experience that I have had is when it's my last trip with my secondary class. Um, uh, as I remembered, we went on a trip uh in about this time, but like 2 years ago, and we went to Ha Long for the theme park and the beaches. And also, we played a lot at the theme park, and we all had a very fun time. But my favorites is when we finished our dinner and went back to our rooms. Some of my classmates uh move into our rooms, move into me and my friend and me, my friend and I had a lot of activities together. We play board games. We do a lot of like truth or dare, and I think um, I really enjoyed the bondings part because it's also our last trip together. And when when talking about mm, this like very precious memories, I feel I kind of miss them. I thought that we saw each other every day, but we are not in the same class anymore, so that's why I pretty miss them.
Okay,
So that's all.
perfect.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Good. Okay, you had about 4 seconds left, so you did great with timing.
Oh,
You introduced the topic, it was detailed. You obviously gave a personal experience, told us what happened, what you did, things like that. So you did answer the questions. You gave examples
mm,
of what you did, also expressed feelings. There was just one bit you said we do truth or
oh
dare.
yeah, the tense.
Yeah, just that you need to change that. We
Okay,
did. Okay, but that's it. That's the only thing, but you did really well. Well done.
thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, so, Hatming, it's now your turn. Um, okay, describe a family member that you get on well with. You should mention what their personality is like, what things they like doing, if they have any strong dislikes, and say why you think you have a good relationship. Okay, you have 1 minute to prepare. You may start preparing. Okay, preparation time is up. You have 2 minutes to present. Hatming, you may start.
So today I'm going to talk about my young sis, who is a family member that I get on very well with. So regarding her personality, she is a bit loud and sometimes crazy, but she's a very kind heart and creative person because she's usually doing some paint or some artworks, and in her room there's a lot of paintings, and she's enjoying creating beautiful landscape, and sometimes she also mm, like doing some cookings like baking cakes for our families. On the other hand, but if we talk about her strong dislike, I think that she's very hate to be interrupted when she's focused. Because like if someone enter her rooms when she are in focus mode or when she's doing homework or learning, she's get quite annoyed. So and she also don't like crowded places and just love to be at home. I think that we have a good relationship because we understand each other, and we have different interests. Like I like technology, but she is into art. We respect just all the space and build and yeah, that's it.
Okay, well done, Hatming. Perfect. Okay, you introduced the topic. It was very detailed. You gave a lot of descriptive adjectives by describing the personality, the things that they like doing, and things like that. So you basically answered everything. It was very descriptive. You also gave examples and you also expressed feelings of how that person is and as a person. Okay, as well as using good vocab. So well done. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, let's see. I don't think I missed anyone. Okay, so let me just quickly have a look here. Just want to see something quickly. Hmm. No, I can't find it. Okay. Okay, don't stress. Okay, so what I just want to say is everyone did great with the practice. Okay, we can only do one round because there's only a little bit of time left. But in our next lesson, we'll be doing from the beginning of the lesson to the end of the lesson. We will be practicing. Practice, 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 practice. Okay, so I just want to remind you. Just see. Okay, so always answer the bullet points in the cue card. If you feel, let's say there's a question in the cue card that you feel, I don't feel comfortable answering this, or I don't have enough to say, okay, about a certain question in the bullet points, you can change it. Okay, as long as you just stay on topic, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I say, use a variety of tenses to show grammatical range, as well as add examples, add personal stories or personal experiences to make the answers interesting. Use descriptive adjectives, okay? A lot of you did, but also add adverbs to add detail. Okay, and also use connectors. Okay, just again, I'm just going through it. Introduction, paraphrase the question always. Tell the examiner what you are going to talk about. Then give a short context. Then give a bit of a description or details. So cover the bullet points in the prompt. Then you can add a story, personal story, or any specific detail Just don't go off topic, as well as express your feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. If it made you excited or maybe you felt nervous, then tell me. Okay? The more you say, the better. Obviously, there are 2 minutes left, or 2 minutes to speak. Okay? So, yes. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quiz because there is a little bit of time left, and I can't ask everyone again to do a part 2 question in 5 minutes. It's not going to work. Okay, so we're just going to do a simple past future quiz. Okay, just to see how you are with your tenses. Because sometimes people say the wrong thing in the correct tense. Okay. Link is in the chat. Please join everyone. Oh wait, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, link is in the chat. Please join quickly. well done Trang, well done Phuong, well done Mingnok. Perfect. Okay, so just a reminder, you will have homework. Okay, I will put everyone's homework here. If you haven't done your homework, please make sure to do it because, yes. Okay, I'm going to send the link for the Padlet. That is where you will get your homework. And excellent work today, everyone. So your homework will be part 2 questions. Okay? It will just be one part 2 question, so don't worry, you don't have to do like 5 different questions. I will each give you a topic and then you can practice. Okay, but well done everyone. You all worked very hard today and I will see you next week. Goodbye Hutri, Ling, Mingnok, Hatming, Vinfam, Phuong Trang and Phuong. Bye everyone.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.
Teacher.